Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we are going to work on a stretch bracelet using some of the remaining beads from Safari. Let's turn down and I'll show you what we're going to do. So here's our beads. I brought in some extra spacers because I figure we're going to need them. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take these two big guys. They are going to be the front. And then we're going to have one of these spacers, one of the white, one of these big brown ones. The other one's going to be the opposite side. Oh, come on, you. Go up there. Oh, anyway. And then there's the other white one and the other spacer. So that's the start. Then we're going to go with these gold beads. These guys. Then we're going to go with these little guys like this. And I think maybe the brown cubes now. No, I think we'll go with the mahogany obsidian. And then we'll go with these with the daisy spacers on either side of them. On second thought, I think we'll bring these in instead of these because we don't want the two darks together. Anyway, I don't. So I think we'll maybe use one of these guys. And now we'll put the daisy spacer in, I guess. Nope, we're going to take this one back out of here. Yeah, well, I am going to leave that in there, but then we're going to put another one beside it on the other side. Daisy spacer, cube, daisy spacer. Now I think I'll put one of these gold ones in here with this, and then bing, bing. And maybe one of these. And then this big guy. Okay, now hopefully that'll be long enough. If not, we'll have to add those other beads, but we'll see how it's going to go. So I need a length of the elasticity, and I'm just going to take about, I don't know, it's probably about a foot. And then we're going to take it and we're going to stretch it. You want to stretch it quite a few times because it needs to be stretched out. If you don't stretch it now, it's going to stretch as it's being worn, and you don't want that to happen. So then when that's done, we're going to take and put a bead stopper on. Now, because I'm going to put our knot in one of these holes, I'm going to start here and go this direction. Whoa, don't drop it. And now that we've got all that side done, we're going to start over here and go to that end. Come here, you. Where'd it go? There it is. Oh, forgot 2 of these. Okay, now we have it all put together, hopefully. We may need to add some more to it. You'll see here in a minute. Okay, now this is 8 inches. That seems awfully long, but it's not, because these are big beads are going to put their circumference into the middle of your bracelet, making it be shorter. Now it looks like it's too big for me right now. That's all right. I would rather have it be a little loose than have it be tight and have gaps in my elasticity. Because if you don't have it tight, if it's too tight and you're wearing it, then you're going to have things like this, where you're going to have spots because there's not beads in the holes. So you want to make sure that there is. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get this evened out. Now you don't have to even it out. I just like to, because I'm going to be tying that knot, and I have to have both beads or both strands about the same length. So when I'm pulling them, anyway, it's nicer that way, because you don't have to worry about, oh, I don't have enough line on this side, or I have too much line on this side. And so now that we've got that evened out, we're going to stretch it some more. So in order to do that, you take hold of both sides just like you would normally, and just keep and stretch it like 4 or 5 times. And you can stretch it pretty far, just don't stretch it so far that you break it, but you do want to stretch it a bit. And see how big of a gap I just got here? Well, it's not as that big, but still, see how much it's stretched? Let's get that over here so you can see it better. So it's stretched out like this much. So now let's see where we are as far as our line is concerned. And that is, of course, on the other side. So we'll bring this down some. Give it a couple more stretches. And then we're going to line our 2 strands up. Take these off, And then we're going to pull it tight again, stretch it a couple more times, and then you're going to wrap it around these two fingers, one, and then push it between the line, 1, 2. See, I've got 2 in there. So now tighten it up as you start pulling your fingers out, and then yank. There you go. So now that we've got this all done and the knot done, all you need to do is take your knot. This is an extremely strong knot. In fact, the more you pull it, the tighter it's going to get. So then we're going to cut the strands off, just like here. Bing, cut them off about, just a 1/16 of an inch. See, I've got extra strand, but see, if I hadn't had that, I would have had difficulty getting that tied. So now that we've got that knot in, it doesn't really need any glue, but I am going to put a little Hypo cement on it anyway, just to be on the safe side. But these knots are extremely strong. You don't have to worry about them generally. Okay, now we want to get this closed quickly because your Hypo cement will keep coming out until it is closed. And this little needle thing doesn't always want to go back in here really well. There we go. Okay, now that you've got your knot in, and then you're not glued, and incidentally, never use super glue on that because it will break your cord because it freezes it. So I just pulled it right into the bead. It went straight in there and it is done. So let's see how big it ended up being. It's about 7 inches, and that's about where I would have liked it to be. It's maybe a wee bit bigger than 7 inches, but about 7 inches. And so that's perfect as far as I'm concerned. Now, even with 7 inches, my wrist I think is 7 1/4. So when I put it on, but see, it is perfect. It fits really good. And so there we go. She is done. Isn't that pretty? So we need to let it dry a bit, but it is finished right now. So here we go. This is our stretch bracelet that we made using our Safari beads from SoftFlex's company. Some of the last of them. Isn't it pretty? And it turned out nice. And it should match a lot of the other pieces that we've already done. Anyway, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and our stretch bracelet is from SoftFlex's Design Challenge Kit Safari. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.